believe we are all aware of. I believe we are all aware of the location. You are in this data-oriented place, which is much nicer looking than the rest of the ship for lots of reasons. And then there's also this very destroyed place that you are only contacting telepathically. First through 343900, but now effectively as a group, although I suspect you are just a little bit on the
She's on the
outside edge of that communication.
She was preparing to be our firewall.
That's right. And so, or at least you hope she will.
And I'm stabilizing the connection.
Correct. Yes, because of your between two worlds thing. And so you are in communication, well, you would say with the two cyber killers, except they are so smooth and transparent telepathically that you are really not contacting any direct thoughts of theirs at all. They are strictly almost a pipeline to Breeder 36. And my helpful diagram simply designates what is kind of obvious. It's not very insightful, but I am pointing out that 36 is 2 layers out from 0 herself among a limited number of other biomechs with 2 digits. And it is very strange that you are at this time do not know whether 36 is fully representing or fully connected to the rest of the hive, the real hive, the big hive, or not. That's, you will have to try to analyze this connection further if you want more information about that. Because you are all 6 digits,
We are 1 digit.
that's right. You were all 6 digits, and therefore you are not really very aware of whatever it is like in this section, mentally speaking, of the hive.
So we are now aware that each level has its own like sub-communication or subculture thing. It's not a hive that is united anymore.
Did you share the information about that somebody might be working separately? I think there was a discussion about that, but I'm not sure if you shared it, that you have suspicions like that.
Probably not mentally right now, but I was thinking whether I can multitask, like trying to keep in contact with them and talking to you.
I am
like
the one
talking to
yes.
make sure that they don't listen into it.
Of course, since we think as we speak, that is still risky, but it's true that it has a chance.
So it's something that goes on somewhere
Exactly.
here in the back.
That's the hope.
Whether
you can keep the little fence
try
up.
that, or whether
maybe I can do
afraid to risk it
with my artist thing.
We will see. The only way we'll discover is through rolls. So I think the important point here is that you all have a very strong sense of the mental presence of number 36. 36 is a very nurturing presence. Their first concern upon establishing contact and confirming that you are these biomechs from the report that you have provided. The first thing that they wanted to know is, have you been fed? And they are also oriented toward things like through the course of the conversation, unless there's something really dramatic happens, through the course of this conversation, you can just imagine that there are sort of little health checks being asked.
Yeah, I'm very, very...
Some of them some of them very detailed. Yes?
I'm very stressed, so...
That tone.
Like 7 stunts.
That's right.
Now.
That's right.
But every one of us hears this conversation and
Yes. Yes. Just treat the little health requests as punctuation, throughout the conversation as we do other things. So
The polite talk
mhm.
in between is instead of talk about the weather or like, oh, how is your family doing? It's like this sort of like, how are you like physically?
Yeah,
Did you
or
suffer damage?
little highly specific physicality investigations. So the the first thing is that it's going to take Breeder 36 a little moment to process what on earth she is coping with. I say she, we don't really quite know. I'm working with a stereotype here in terms of the way I'm speaking, but we don't really know about 36. So the issue is whether first they can process that you have separated from the hive and have achieved a kind of a group state. That's one very difficult concept. Another difficult concept is that the facility itself is ruined and is not this other community like the archives would indicate.
I'm actually going to drop a question on them. We were met by hostilities when we came here, and it's obvious those killer drones were already here. Why didn't they clean out the place?
Oh, you mean the cyber killers?
Mm-hmm.
The cyber killers have just arrived within the last few hours. They were not waiting for you here. After contact was lost with all of you, then they had to make 36 says we had to make some quick decisions.
That doesn't make sense.
Funny that none of us met them. Why didn't they make contact with us?
And more than that, I mean, we are like 6-digit numbers. So you send the grunts and then you send the best of the best. Okay? Does it make sense? Start with that. I don't know if that.
Well, there is a logic there. They sent us because we are. Well, I don't know why they sent you. They didn't send me. But once the contact was lost, that's when they probably decided, oh, there is something hostile. That's when you actually need, like, you don't. If you think it's a risky job, you don't actually send grunts because you want the job done. It's not. I mean, you want the value delivered. You want the data gathered. You don't want somebody to get it and that don't come back.
Yes, but I think I would like to have the answers from 36.
I don't know.
I see your point, but my
But
character
so
is very
I'm-
focused on the mission, and it's just
This conversation is
didn't ask you.
the first 6 years. This conversation, I guess.
Well,
It's open.
this is kind of, here's what I am perceiving, I think,
Mhm.
which is that all of you have a great deal of speculation and inquiries, and they are also all coming in individually, as opposed to a blended, refined, simple question, right, from all 5 minds. So it's like these different angles of mental delivery all at once, and that includes what you have said. I think it might include a little bit of what you had said, if there's anything specific there, I'm not sure. So I'm going to just ask you, well, I didn't have to ask you. You are all great role players, and they are all just coming out instantly onto the table, so I don't have to, orchestrate anything. So the point is that your concern is there, your views on his concern is there, and
I'm actually not going to ask 36 anything specifically because I am first of all stabilizing the connection, and below that I'm actually trying to listen very carefully what is being said and what is not being
back
said.
there in 36 and behind.
Yes, this, also in reply to theirs, I'm trying to figure out if because I think I am a little bit paranoid because I am now outside. I know we are now outside of the what was it?
Hive.
Enmity of the Hive.
Oh, equanimity.
Equanimity.
Yes.
And I know how I would treat other people that were outside of equanimity when I
yeah,
was
yeah,
because you did it
remember.
already. Yes.
when I was soldier.
Yeah.
So I am a little bit concerned about that. So it's the security of our group that I'm
Yes.
concerned,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm not asking questions. I'm just listening.
And that's why we have the role involving telepathy and eavesdropping.
Okay.
And so then we have for you some kind of a role based on your inquiry, which is really to challenge, to
Yeah.
question.
I think it's more technical interrogation. My
Yeah.
character is really on business.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense for him because it probably would have made sense at some point. But now, with everything that happens, it does not.
Yeah.
The thinking is not in phase with
Yes.
what it was before.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Okay. So think a little bit about how this might be a role in terms of interacting with 36. While you are thinking about that, let's have, first of all, irritating object. Let's see what else is going on in different characters' minds, especially if it is directed toward one another or toward 36.
I wanna listen in. I'm listening in, but I think I wanna help 34 3900 to eavesdrop if I can.
Sure.
If I am aware that you want to do that.
I would recommend that you are the one eavesdropping, and I am helping you
I see.
with my providing the connection.
Aha,
Maybe
I
I
see.
can
Yeah.
make a second channel.
That makes a lot of sense, yes.
But I only have telepathy.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
That's the thing. I
That's-
also only want to have.
Telepathy is what you use for this. And
yeah.
for this soldier's
Telesthesia
secondary-
is different.
but your secondary ability, your extra
Yeah.
abilities there are very well suited to help you do it.
Okay.
Okay, so Helma, I think that you are probably you are the one that 36 is focusing on, Breeder 36 is focusing upon. And you have delivered this information and
started asking questions and
Yes.
trying to make sure that they continue focusing on me.
what sort of
Actually.
questions are you asking?
I'm asking about support, how they are going to support us, how we
Yes.
are going to get back, and
Mhm.
what the meaning of all this is, and
Well, the
what actually happened to us.
the reflexive response, and you should understand this as an immediate response, just sort of automatic response, is whatever happened. Whatever has happened, you will be safe. You will be cared for. You will be healthy. You will be loved. And is very specific that your numbers are still yourselves. Your numbers, you are not dead. That I can make sure that you are not dead to the Hive. The archivists are with me.
Do they use the numbers when they say that?
They speak the your numbers like a like a data blast of all 5 of them. That's exactly the term she uses. Just
Our numbers.
yeah, your numbers. They are you are them.
But we are not anymore. I mean, I strongly think that my character is going to reject
Yeah.
the being called like that.
And that is where that, remember, that was a very
Yeah.
automatic response, of course, right?
Yeah.
Is her
But-
response, and when you do that, it's like stunned telepathic silence. Just not like a oh, that's terrible, click. No, but just like
It just it doesn't make nothing makes sense. Right?
right. The response of Breeder
Yes.
36 is just raw.
Yeah.
What?
Is there some kind of some response from the cyber killers when that happens?
That is actually an interesting point. No, at this point, they are just waiting, or shall we say, on standby. I think. Although, actually, that's a good point.
I'm going to get attacked.
No, I'm.
No, they are on the other side of the wall.
Oh yeah, right.
I mean,
but
telepathically.
they
my bad.
might be preparing or moving.
If they kill us, they're gonna do it telepathically.
That is
I'm
actually
sure
a
that-
fairly important point. I
I'm
think
going
I
to
would
read
like
Book
to
again.
check on that, as it is not.
I mean, they're cyber killers.
Yes, exactly. They're. You notice they were not big and huge and muscly and things like that. So I think that
I can also attack sound case.
yes, I know.
combat sound.
This is going to deteriorate faster.
Yeah.
I can
Maybe
come
not.
up with
Let's not-
anything.
That's why I am on
Sensible.
defensive position.
Just to be clear,
I'm-
if I kill all of us, I'm sorry.
Here's my
We'll
point.
talk to you after.
My point
Yes.
is that I would like everybody doing these actions that I am slowly
Yeah.
drawing into the conversation or discovering. Everybody's actions are beginning to be clear to me, and so a big simultaneous roll among everybody, cyber
is
killers
happening with-
included.
What does anyone do something?
11:57:16.
Only you're the mystery.
What do you want to do?
No, I was like preparing to cut
Okay.
I see.
myself, like
Uh,
No,
but- but- but-
no, don't cut yourself.
whenever. Well, I don't know.
Go away.
We will see.
We will see.
We
There's
will
always
see
a mystery
how,
with this one.
how
Yeah.
big mess you create. So yeah, I'm like I'm preparing to
Right.
see like if things start to get like too bad.
I think
Your
that in your
reaction,
case, I think in your case, Helma, that we are talking about you are trying to maintain as direct and strong a telepathic contact
Yeah.
as necessary or as possible, and especially the possibility that you will create almost a distraction from any of the other complications going on here. So the
Trying my best.
Mhm. So in that case, I'm going to.
I'm like, this is the good cop, the bad cop, the silent cop, and the two like on the edge cops.
We're good.
I would like everybody now to examine your focus number and examine the ability you're going to use. Hannah, in your case, because your action is a little bit optional, the way we are going to handle it is that your roll is strictly for timing.
Oh.
When you get there to your point, then you tell us what you are doing with the ability. I know what ability you have ready to go. The roll will tell us when you land it, how you want to land it.
I'm still not sure if I want to use independent thinking or telepathy, because she's... Well, 343900 is keeping the connection
Yes.
open and
Mhm.
useful, and
More
I
stable.
think I'm rather thinking on my feet, so I'm feeling it's that ability to be able to think independently right now and to try to figure out how to
Right.
talk and what to talk.
Is there a specific impact that you want to have on the breeder at the moment?
Calm them as much as possible in a way that we are still on we are still meaning to do what we are supposed to do.
I see.